In 2026, I was lucky and privileged enough to have earned the most amount of money I've ever earned and made in my entire adult life. And I am absolutely certain that one of the biggest reasons that I was able to do that, one of the biggest contributors to my ability to do what I did, was the fact that I was going to therapy. Now, a lot of people might hear this and they might say, how does therapy make you make more money? Like, are you doing financial planning and like financial advising with your therapist? And the answer is no, right? And honestly, nor should you. I think a therapist can help you with a lot of things, but like talking about your money might not necessarily be the right approach. They're not going to guide you on how to make more money. But what they can do, number one, is help you to navigate the relationship you have with your money, the relationship you make with how you make your money, and a multitude of other factors around that. But that's not the point of this video. What I want to dive into in this video are the critical skills that I learned in therapy that allowed me to do the necessary things to where I was able to make the money that I made in 2025. I've been in therapy since I was 16. It's actually what made me want to become a therapist. So I had my very first therapy experience. Was it 16 or 18? No, I think it was 18. So when I was 18 years old, I went into my very first therapy session. It was a family counseling session. My parents and my family decided they weren't going to continue, but I decided this feels right for me. It feels right for me to be here, to be trying to do this, to work on myself. And so I stayed with the therapist. We were on and off for a couple of years, and then we stopped working together. And then eventually I found the therapist that I'm currently working with. We've been working together for a couple of years. And the transformation that I have had in working with this clinician is, I can't even put it into words. I've transformed so much, and it's transformed my ability to be a really good therapist and a really good clinician for the people that come to see me and for the people that come to work with me. So working with this therapist has completely changed the way that I see myself, others, and the world, and particularly in these three areas that I'm going to be diving into in this video. Number one, how I was able to make more money was because one of the core components that I worked on with my therapist, and this is something that I work on with all of my clients, is the ability to have a higher sense of self-belief. I wrote an article about this for Evolve Ventures, which is the organization that I co-founded, and I run the mental health clinic that we have. And I wrote an article this week diving into what actually is self-belief. So what is it? What is it not? What are the myths and the misconceptions that we have about therapy? About self-belief, and how do you actually cultivate it? And I will put the link down below so that you can read that article. It was a really, really good article. But one of the things that I wrote in there that I don't think a lot of people really know is that self-belief isn't a feeling. Self-belief is a behavior. Self-belief is a method by which you engage in the world. It is an action. It is something that you do. So me working with this clinician, she challenged me in so many different ways to get outside of my comfort zone, to learn how to set and achieve goals, and how to put myself out there in a way that made me believe I was capable of doing things. And that really is what self-belief is. So with regard to making more money, because I believed in myself more, I was willing to try more things. I was willing to put myself out there. I was willing to take risks that I wasn't willing to do in the past because I had significantly low self-belief and low self-worth. And that's number 2, my distress tolerance and my risk tolerance went up significantly. If you are working with a really good therapist, not only will they help you build self-belief, but they're going to help you to be able to tolerate risk at a much higher level. And not unhealthy risk, not dangerous risk, not maladaptive risk, but really safe, healthy risk. Putting yourself out there, going and talking to people that you wouldn't have talked to before, making a request that you wouldn't have made before, sitting in the discomfort of all of that stuff that comes up when you're going to go do something that you previously convinced yourself that you were not capable of and or possible of. Number 1, this therapist helped me to believe that I am capable of doing things, which then led me to try harder things and more things that allowed me to make more money, because I reached out to people I never would have reached out to. I tried new experiments that I never would have done before. I put myself out there. I went on more shows. I speak on other people's podcasts along with our own Evolve Ventures. So I went on shows that I never would have gone on before. I created plans and business plans and these ideas that I never would have done before. And that allowed me to challenge myself more, which put me out into the arena more, which meant that I was able to eventually, over time, make more money because I was willing to put in the challenging work, because I believed in myself, because I was willing to take risks. And number 3, this is a really critical aspect of it, because I was able to regulate my emotions way better than I ever have. That is the absolute trifecta. And if you're working with a really good therapist, they're going to be able to help you to do the same. Now, I'm emphasizing a really good therapist because unfortunately, there's a lot of therapists out there who just don't have those competencies. So make sure that you're working with someone who's doing evidence-based treatments and who are going to be able to challenge you and to help you see things that you can't, and to get you to go into situations that you wouldn't have gone into on your own accord. I believed in myself more. I took more risks. And I was able to regulate my emotions in such a better space, so that when I was doing those uncomfortable things that I had never done before, that I didn't want to do, I felt safer doing it. Not that it wasn't hard, but that I could regulate the hard. I could manage how I felt in that. And that really is why people won't put themselves out there, why they won't do the things that would eventually make them more money, because it's terrifying. Because the emotions that are going to come up as a byproduct of you doing these things are going to be very overwhelming. And to the majority of people, it is too distressful, so you won't do it. Having a really good therapist will change your life in so many different ways, and your finances is absolutely one of them. Not because you are going to have a financial advisor from this therapist, but because they are going to help you work on the things happening in here that are getting in the way of you being able to do the things that you want to do and that you need to do that will earn you more money over a prolonged period of time. It changed my life. I will continue to make more money than I am right now because of it. I will continue to be a better person as a byproduct of it. And I'll get to change so many people's lives and change my own and have my life and my world be such a better place because I went to therapy. Because I did the hard work that most people won't do. And my clients get the same outcomes. One of my clients, she and her partner, after years of not doing well, are in the best place that they've ever been in their marriage, and they were able to close on a house. when that was something they never dreamed of before. That is the power of therapy. That is the power of really good therapy. And it translates into more money and better intimate relationships and better sexual relationships and better work and all of these really amazing things that we as humans care about so much. If you want a better life, finances included, take a shot on yourself, whether it's with me or another clinician or another organization. Therapy is going to be able to help you to be a wildly different and a wildly better person if you're with a really good therapist and if you're willing to do the work. And I hope after watching this video, you are. So if this is something that you're interested in, and if you're interested in working together, send me a DM. Let's get started. And like I said, if it's not me, then reach out to somebody else, but don't let your future slip by you. Don't let the life of your dreams slip by you because you're too afraid to take a chance on yourself. Take the chance, take the risk, and you'll be blown away by the results.